Welcome to Rob Schmitt Tonight. The political weasels who devised the Trump prosecution as a surefire way to keep him out of office are surely full of regret tonight. They assumed that felony convictions against Trump would make him unelectable. We know how it worked. But new polling now shows that literally nothing has changed. We have some numbers, and keep in mind, Republicans almost always lose in national polling, and even when they win elections, they're losing in national polling. Forbes summing up the post-conviction polling as a split between Biden and Trump, winning in 4 major national polls. Biden leading in Reuters by 2, a Morning Consult survey by 1, while the race is tied in a new TIP survey. This is all after the conviction, and Trump still leads by 2, according to Harris X, often teams up with Harvard, in another poll, even after being convicted of, 34 felonies? Take a moment to reflect on what a moment we're in. Our justice system, one of the most critical institutions that a free society can have, has been mangled by establishment Washington for political reasons. It is an atrocity. It's the sort of move that should be seen as a last resort to save a country, a desperate move to keep the establishment in power. And not only did it still fail after they pull out this never-before-used weapon, it's actually having the opposite effect. This is a fantastic moment. And the weight of this political atrocity is only beginning to set into the American people. They still haven't really digested exactly what's happened here. The media has sold off tremendous credibility to sell what Alvin Bragg and the left just did to Trump as somehow credible. From Politico, this reluctant prosecutor just made Donald Trump a felon. How could anybody call Alvin Bragg reluctant? His only agenda was jailing Donald Trump. He ran on jailing Donald Trump. He is otherwise a completely valueless human being. This is how they're trying to sell it to the American people. The press and the elites are scrambling to keep the wool over your eyes after one of the most egregious and tyrannical power plays in American history, probably the most in American history. But 4 days after his conviction, Reince Priebus admitting this is the strongest Donald Trump has ever been politically.
I spoke to President Trump yesterday, and I asked him, is there anything that you're seeing right now, other than the headache of this conviction, that isn't going well in this campaign? And the answer is that this campaign, and where the Republicans are situated today, with Donald Trump as their candidate, is better today than it's ever been at any time that he's ever run for president.
Oh, little George didn't like that one over there on ABC. The weaponized legal system has actually weaponized Trump. The irony. He'll only get stronger now. You can see what's happening. Even with the complicit media, they couldn't sell this nonsense to the American public. Even Trump's biggest haters in the GOP are calling this out, and that's when you know they really screwed up, including Maine Senator Susan Collins saying the DA who campaigned on a promise to prosecute Trump brought these charges precisely because of who the defendant was, rather than because of any specified criminal conduct. The political underpinnings of this case further blur the lines between the judicial system and the electoral system, and this verdict likely will be the subject of a protracted appeals process. She's laying out the absolute atrocity that has been committed for political reasons in this country. What they have just done, they have assailed this system in this country. They have assailed it for political reasons. They talk about threat to democracy all the time. They are the threat. We are dealing with despicable people in this moment. Even CNN's favorite establishment cheerleader, Mitt Romney. Bragg should have settled this case against Trump, as would have been the normal procedure. But he made a political decision. Bragg may have won the battle for now, but he may have lost the political war. Democrats think they can put out the Trump fire with oxygen. It is political malpractice. You can guarantee if this thing that they just did was even remotely justified, Collins and Romney can't stand Trump. They would have supported Alvin Bragg if they even had 1% of a reason to do so. They couldn't find it.